It's my privilege on behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia to welcome each of you to our beautiful island. It is indeed our greatest pleasure to host you. Today signifies another critical step in the development of our Eastern Caribbean as we come together with the common purpose of building upon our successes, further enhancing our social agenda, and crystallizing our social and sustainable development strategies. Protecting and promoting the livelihood, dignity, and quality of life of our people, particularly our children, and the most vulnerable, is a collective responsibility. Our very presence here today attests to the realization that we must work in unison to tackle issues which, if not confronted now, can potentially undermine the very fabric of our societies. The safety and security of our children is an important undertaking which requires the participation of every segment of society. All members of our community, including our political leaders, faith-based organizations, educators, parents, and multilateral agencies must work with a common purpose and unyielding resolve to protect our children from hardship. I did not reiterate the economic situation of the islands in our region. Paradoxically, these islands, in spite of their structural deficiencies of relatively low rates of growth, inflation rates and trends that are influenced by developments in the developed world, unacceptable levels of income inequalities, unacceptable levels of poverty, unacceptable levels of unemployment, have been classified in the global community as middle-income countries and not liable for concessionary financing. In recent times, the debate over the economic benefit of social safety nets has intensified. Some have argued that extensive social programs are an unnecessary burden on the public purse and a luxury we cannot afford amidst the rising debt levels and increasing fiscal deficits. This is an argument which we should, without reservation, reject. Now, more than ever, social budgeting and the strengthening of the social development sector must be targeted, but must remain a priority for governments. With limited resources and the volatile climate, it necessitates that social interventions must be carefully planned, meticulously targeted, and closely monitored with credible and accurate impact assessments. The government of St. Lucia has recently commenced the provision of support to the parents and guardians of children who are differently able. This initiative dovetails with our one laptop per student program, as well as our traditional school feeding and scholarship programs. The government is also well on course to implement universal preschool education, which builds on previous gains of universal secondary school education. We also continue to implement short to medium-term training and employment programs, which have aided tremendously in suppressing the unemployment rates. In this regard, emphasis has in recent times been placed on the single mothers for our Single Mothers in Life program, SMILE, and by extension, employment of these single mothers improve the well-being of their children.